Hey everybody, it's Mom and Luke, and we're back at it with another science experiment. So we learned last week in first grade, we learned about the atmosphere of Earth, and we learned about there's 5 different layers of the atmosphere. And he learned about the troposphere and the stratosphere and the mesosphere and the thermosphere and the exosphere. Lots of big words. And we learned about that, and I came across an experiment I thought would be really fun to try. So we're going to get to it, all right? So each layer is going to represent a layer of the atmosphere. So first we started with sand. And I didn't have any sand because this isn't summertime, so I didn't have any sand from the beach, but I am using kinetic sand, so I don't know if that will work. Then it calls for honey, it calls for Karo syrup, it calls for dish soap, and it calls for oil. And so we're going to add a little bit of that. It did not give us instructions as to how much. One said 20 milliliters, and that equals to about a couple tablespoons, I think. So we're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for it and see, okay? So here's this, and we're going to notice something about it. So honey is pretty thick, right? So we're just going to add a layer of honey. Doody-doody-doo.
It's not water.
Okay, not yet. We're not putting the, it says to do that in the layers. So you have the honey. Then we're going to use Karo syrup, corn syrup, whatever. That's pretty thick too, right? Now, are you ready? Yes. So we're just going to try to add about the same amount, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see that or not.
See what it seeped through.
Yeah. Well, we're going to let it set for a minute. I don't really know how much to put in. This might be an experiment of all experiments. Then they said dish soap. That's still thick, but not as thick as corn syrup.
So she on top. Wait, she on top. That was like water.
Yeah. I suppose maybe we should add a little bit more. Whoop. See those bubbles go away? Da, 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 da. We're wasting a lot of soap. Okay, but this is fun. So far, so good. And then it says water. Ew. I don't really know. Let's try this. Water isn't very thick at all, is it? So we'll put the water on there. Okay. And then, last but not least,
oil.
Some oil.
That's dope.
All right. Now we have to let it settle. Let's show them in the camera first. Okay, so the dirt, that would be like the earth maybe. And then you had honey and oil and dish soap. Can you see all the layers in there? Isn't that cool?
Can I put it on the counter?
They're not on the floor though.
I'm putting one more.
When you look at this, do you see any of them mixing with each other? Except the bottom one, because we use different sand. But do you see, is the soap, no, honey, please don't do that. Did the soap mix with the oil? Look at, there's a nice line right there. Did everybody see that? And the oils, let me see if I can show you guys. See? Each one of those was a different layer. Isn't that kind of cool? And so that is, represents the different layers. Okay? Are there perfect lines, Lukey? Luke, are there different lines? Are they perfect lines? Well, I guess Luke didn't really want to finish with the experiment. So I'm just going to show you guys. It's kind of cool, the different layers and how things work, just like we have the layers of the atmosphere. So if you want to see more, just follow us on YouTube when we post a video. Thanks for joining. Have fun today.